Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today we're going to be talking about your sleep, chronic fatigue syndrome, and how you can overcome these issues. So just to dive into it, we're going to go over 7 proven steps that I've used in my sleep quality and to improve my sleep quality, and then just 7 simple steps. What I recommend is that you add one of these in at a time. So try over the next 7 weeks to implement one of these strategies, especially if you're just chronically tired, if you're struggling with your sleep, or you just don't feel rested when you wake up. There are other things that apply to this, like adrenal fatigue, which go back and watch some of my other videos about adrenal fatigue, autoimmune conditions, so that you can learn how to resolve those. But this video is going to be primarily focused on getting you optimal sleep, because I was just at a conference this last weekend and they said for our health, 60% of it is correlated to sleep. And this was a guy who was a fighter pilot, he was a jet pilot, and so those guys have to be on top of their game. And when they're spending $8 million per pilot just to get them trained, then they want them to be at their best. And they were saying that making sure that they focused on their sleep and got high quality sleep was the biggest factor for them. So the first step to getting a better night's sleep is to just create a sleep-friendly environment. So one of the things that we do in the house that I'm in is that we lower the temperature to around 70 to 71 degrees. If it starts creeping up there around 73 to 74, I start sweating, and that gets the sheets all gross, and then I feel gross, and I don't have a very good quality of sleep with that, and it's hard for me to fall asleep. Another thing that you can do that I've been implementing is using just simple earplugs. You can go to Lowe's or somewhere like that, and they're probably like $1 or $2. But putting earplugs before you go into bed, we have birds outside our window that howl all night. Well, I guess they're not dogs, but they make sounds all night. So the earplugs really help drown out that noise, so I'm not waking up continuously. And just if there's any noises throughout the night, then the earplugs help drown those out. Now, something that I've done in the past as well is got one of those little eye masks, and that really helped, because even though there may be light shining into the room from an outside street light, or if the sun was coming up, if I still feel like I needed to rest, then that would prevent that light from waking me up. And if you know anything about neurology, it stimulates a nucleus in the brain that causes you to wake up. So if you can drown out that night light, and if you can drown out any light, then that will help with your sleep as well. Now, the second tip is sticking to a sleep schedule. So making sure that you're going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, because you go on a rhythm, and that helps with cortisol rhythms, that helps with your hormonal rhythms. So by sticking to that schedule, what you can do is you can actually train your body to be more efficient, and so it will start powering down once it knows that it's getting time to go to sleep, and then it'll start regulating your cortisol and hormones when it's time to wake up. Because throughout the night, your cortisol is going up because it's keeping blood sugar in your bloodstream. But if that ever drops, or if that's ever an issue, then what will happen is you will wake up. A lot of the times what wakes us up is our blood sugar, because it's starting to drop and we need to get up and eat. But healthy cortisol, healthy adrenals help regulate that. Now, you want to make sure that you're avoiding any type of stimulants before bed. This includes caffeine, nicotine, and alcohol. These substances can interfere with sleep and make it harder to fall asleep at night. I know that if I drink caffeine past noon every day, I'm going to be up till almost midnight. I'm just very sensitive to that. So you'll learn about your body and how it works. Now, I have some friends that can drink caffeine at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and then they can go to sleep 2 or 3 hours later. I don't recommend that, but it is something that happens with certain people and certain metabolites. And then nicotine and alcohol. Alcohol will dehydrate you, and then you'll have to get up and go to the bathroom typically throughout the night is what happens with alcohol. So you want to make sure that you avoid that. I do have another video that talks about how to regulate your insulin spikes when it comes, and your blood sugar spikes when it comes to alcohol, breads, and simple sugars. Go back and watch that video if you haven't. And then the fourth tip is to make sure you're winding down before bed. This means doing like a relaxing activity such as reading a book, taking a warm bath, or practicing yoga. And avoid using electronic devices such as your phone or computer, as the blue light can interfere with your sleep. Now, just like I talked about earlier with the mask, if you have light coming into a certain nuclei in the brain, it will wake you up and it will make you think that it's morning. Now, I use an app on my computer called Flux, and it's f.lux, and it actually filters out all of the blue light. So if there's anything that I have to do late at night, it just creates a yellow screen and filters all of the blue light. So it allows me to still get some work done, but not have the effects of the blue light on my brain. Now, the fifth tip is you want to make sure that you're exercising regularly, and exercise can help improve the quality of sleep and make it easier to fall asleep faster. Just avoid exercising too close to bedtime, because then that can stimulate adrenaline, which will keep you up longer. So you want to try to exercise at least, if your bedtime is around 9 or 10, you want to try to finish your workouts around 5 or 6. That'll give you enough time to fall asleep. So with the exercise, what I typically recommend is Tabata, because it's only 4 minutes and you get all the benefits that you really need from like a HIIT training program. It gets your metabolism up and gets you burning calories throughout the day. And that's just if you're busy and you need something that's just real low key. Now, we do have an app that if you want to try out for 30 days, we can give you exercise programs, all your diet, meal plans, and everything that you need. So just shoot me a message. There will be an email link below this video, and we'll give you 30 days of free access to that so you can try it out. Now, the sixth step is to watch what you eat. Avoid eating heavy meals before bed, as it can interfere with your sleep. Instead, try eating a light snack like a banana or a handful of almonds. So you want to try to avoid eating like a 4-course meal before you go to bed, because that can really shunt a lot of blood into your digestive system, and your brain's not getting enough blood, because your body's really smart and it'll send blood to wherever the most taxing event is happening. So if you're exercising, it'll shunt it to blood. If you're in that rest and digest, it'll shunt it to your digestive tract. If you're trying to sleep, then primarily most of it goes to the brain in order to process the day, to categorize your memories, to remember what happened that day, and then also just for recovery as well. So be very aware of what you're eating. Avoid simple sugars, gluten, dairy, soy, and corn are the biggest ones that I tell most people to avoid. And then number 7 is seek professional help, and make sure that you're working with somebody who understands what's going on and why you're having trouble sleeping. Like I said, the easiest way is try this for 6 weeks. Come back and watch the video if you can't remember what I said. But if you're doing a lot of these bad habits that we mentioned, try just doing one thing every week for the next 6 weeks and see where you're at. Now, if that 7 week, if you're still having trouble, if you're still chronically tired, or if you're not able to sleep well, what I recommend is that you just reach out to somebody and ask them, okay, what is going on? See if they can do some blood work on you, see if they can just do kind of a questionnaire, help you refine some of these habits. Maybe there's something that you're missing that a professional would help. A lot of the times what we see is people have gut health issues, and serotonin is a hormone that's responsible for anxiety, depression, and then also sleep rhythm. So a lot of people have serotonin issues, mainly due to gut dysbiosis, SIBO, leaky gut, whatever it may be. But what we find is that if we fix their gut, then a lot of the times they get better sleep and they get a higher quality of sleep. So there's a lot of good research about gut health if you haven't looked into it already. And it's something that I recommend that everybody do, because your gut health influences all of your health. Now, if you have any questions or comments, just shoot those below. I read all of the comments and try to respond to everybody. And it's my mission to help as many people as possible overcome their chronic health conditions so that they can have the highest quality of life as possible. And that's what I want for you. So like I said, we do offer a 30-day free trial of our app if you want to try it out. And then to conclude, make sure you're applying at least one of these every week. And then hopefully by week 6, you've got all of them and you're getting good sleep. You're not tired anymore. And then reach out to us if you need any help, if there's anything that we can do. We do have certain supplements for sleep as well that can actually help with the serotonin production. They can help with melatonin production, and then they can also just get rid of any dysbiosis that's going on in the gut. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this with your family or friends or anybody you know that may be struggling. And then we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.